I had this shoe with a review of the Sabrina 3 from Nike. It's for size 9.5, it weighs about 340 grams, but it feels a lot lighter than what the digit shoe. I think in terms of the sensory weight, it is the lightest shoe out there. I think you could say that period about any basketball shoe out there for this season, except for the Chinese brands. I can't remember all of them. So yeah, well done in terms of maintaining the lightweightness, and I think partially it's because of the upper. As you can see, this translucent, transparent material. They've got a fly wire, and it runs all the way here instead of just certain parts that go straight from the top to bottom. So what it does is it clutches your heel better. That's why it feels like it hugs and clutches your heel without giving any heel slippage issues. So lockdown wise, this is great, especially in the midfoot area. And also this is very flimsy fabric paper-like material that's kind of covering the fly wires. The wires do their job. If you want to even further enhance the wires, you can just forget this loop and put it on the wire and pull the wire itself to tighten it if you're not gonna feel any pain from that experience, because a lot of the times in the past, the wire was there and was bonded to the side of the shoe instead of moving independently or locking down separately. So compared to that, I think this is quite revolutionary in terms of the Nike Flywire and lockdown technology. So this is where I'm going to say it's the highlight of the shoe. Fit-wise, it runs kind of narrow. It's pretty spacious up here, but not too crazy roomy. But I feel like it could be a little bit tighter and lower, so you can lock your foot down a little bit more. For most people, I think you need to go up at least half a size to feel okay in the shoe. If you have a very narrow foot and you like a tight fit, then you can go true to size. I think that you will have no problem with this very pointy, very steep, sharp angular little tip here, almost like a high heel to a certain degree. Another great thing about this shoe is that the outrigger is fantastic. The anti-ankle rollover setup here, I think this is the best that Nike, if not best of all the basketball shoes out this season. Even compared to some of the superior Chinese brands, Outrigger is fantastic. The shoe is very low to the ground overall, but therein lies also another problem. If you're like those guys who used to love those Kyries or some of the Kobe models that's super low to the ground with minimal cushioning, you will love the shoe. Compared to the twos, the cushioning, the Cushioning 3.0, it's a bit of a dual density, or normal Cushioning and a 3.0 in the middle exposed here so you can feel it. Clearly, the cushioning is forgiving comparatively compared to the twos. It feels like it went back to the ones in terms of somewhat to the degree of plushness you've had in the heel. But on the forefoot, the zoom here, although it's the same kind of zoom that they've been using for the twos and the ones, I feel comparable to the twos. The zoom on the forefoot, I did not feel much of it. I don't know what is going on there. I mean, compared to this stupid, lazy, rectangular gum stick zoom they use in shoes like the Ja 1 and the Ja 2, I feel the zoom here and the forefoot cushioning is a lot more plush in those models compared to this one. So if you like zoom without feeling the zoom, low profile, that this is the shoe for you. If you are used to feeling the existence of zoom on your forefoot, this is something that you might feel a little bit disappointed with. Again, even for the heel cushioning, even though this is Cushioning 3.0 with a Cushioning carrier, it compresses nicely. It's decent, but it's inferior to the compression and the shock absorption and comfort level of the Freak 7, which is also a Cushioning 3.0 on the heel. And it's comparable, if not even to a certain degree inferior to normal Phylon heel foam that you feel in the Ja 1s and the Ja 2s, and definitely far inferior to the bounce or pro bounce foams used in a lot of the Adidas models. So not that great. Better than the twos, but not that great. What else is there? Yeah, traction, brilliant creative move here by having this S's extended, but again, it's circular and it's kind of rounded and it's extended. It's a nice concept, but yeah, the surgery was a success, but the patient has died. That kind of concept here, it's not that great. The traction, it's not grippy. Maybe it's because it doesn't have any hard, sharp angles, sharp edges. It feels like the worst traction compared to the previous two Sabrinas. The normal herringbone traction seems to work better than this one. I feel like this is, even without dust, you feel some kind of slippage at certain angles, at certain points of your movement. So, I mean, it's okay on a clean court, maybe. But even on a clean court, you feel somewhat of a microscopic level of insecurity every now and then. So I don't think this is, yeah, back to the drawing board. The fat extended S's don't really work. So traction is a bit of a disappointment, especially compared to its predecessors. Among the three Sabrinas, worst traction. So and if you thought the cushioning was okay when you first put this on, right off the box, yes, it's plush because the insole is super thick polyurethane. So the insole takes up about 20 or 30% of the cushioning you immediately feel. So I do not give points for shoes that relies 30-40% of its cushioning on the insole. Insole is complementary. It should not be the main dish. It should be the cream spinach or the mashed potatoes, not the steak. So yeah, price point wise, I mean, it's not the most affordable shoe out there. So, I mean, I still feel like the Jaw 1 and Jaw 2 are comparable, if not better than this shoe in many ways. Cushioning wise, better than Sabrina 2, but it feels like Sabrina 1 with an uglier design, better lockdown, and an inferior traction. That's how I feel. So overall, I don't think that's progress made in terms of the shoe. And Sabrina Ionescu, after watching her getting all upset after being locked down by some high school kid during her basketball events or camps, and her pushing her forearms and abusing the child just so she can have something to brag about after getting destroyed defensively without the boy fouling her, it just makes her look really, really insecure. And it just put me in a whole new perspective of the cool player that actually took on Steph Curry for a three-point contest and even shot it from beyond the three-point arc. And maybe the fact that she didn't choose to use an NBA ball but instead a WNBA ball kind of showed that she's not, all in terms of equality.